So you want to travel the world, but you're broke. I feel you. I've been there. I am there. Luckily, there are still beautiful places all across the globe where people like you and I can still travel. Whether you're looking for the cheapest places to travel in Europe, the cheapest places to travel in the US, or the cheapest places to travel in the Caribbean, this list of cheapest places to travel is for you. Hey guys, I'm Indigo from the Indigo Sahara Travel Blog, where we help hundreds of thousands of travelers just like you make their dreams a reality through budget travel tips and destination guides. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of those budget travel tips. Before we dive into the cheapest places to travel, really quickly, I'm gonna put you on something that's gonna change your life, and it's called Geographic Arbitrage. Essentially, Geographic Arbitrage refers to when someone's home currency, such as the US dollar or the European euro, is worth more than the currency of wherever they're traveling, therefore getting you more bang for your buck in that destination. So when I say a country or a destination is cheap, I don't actually mean that it has less value or that it's not as good as some other places, like it's cheap. No, I just mean that your home currency probably is worth a lot more than the currency in that destination, therefore getting you more for less. In short, some of the most beautiful places in the world can be cheapest for you. Here are the top 10 cheapest places to travel this year. 1. Bali, Indonesia. From perfect surf beaches and active volcanoes to lush jungles and picturesque rice terraces, Bali is a nomad's heaven. When you visit, you won't want to miss the chill vibes in Canggu, the greenery of Ubud, or the iconic Kelingking Beach. The average hotel in Bali costs around $50 per night, and meals at local restaurants cost as low as $3 US. Number 2. Greece. Greece is filled with historic artifacts, museums, and ancient ruins, which makes it a perfect budget destination for the history buff traveler. But even if you're more of a vacationer who'd rather lay out on the beach or seek out gorgeous views, Greece, the Greek islands in particular, is still one of the best cheap places to travel for you. From the classical architecture of Athens to the beachy blue and white views of Milos, Mykonos, Santorini, Zakynthos, or Paros, Greece fits the need of every type of traveler. The average hotel in Greece costs around $70 per night, and you should plan to budget around $10 per meal out. 3. Egypt. Likewise, it should come as no surprise that Egypt offers some of the best historic sites in the world. You already know about the Great Pyramids of Giza and the Great Sphinx, but you need to add these other Egyptian sites to your trip itinerary too. The Valley of the Kings, Luxor Temple, the Abu Simbel temples, and more. Hotels in Egypt cost as little as $30 per day, and budget-friendly meals cost as little as $5. 4. Turkey. Although it is neighbors with popular Greece and is one of the cheapest places to travel, Turkey is surprisingly underrated. Whether you freely walk through the magnificent Hagia Sophia and the Blue Mosque in Istanbul, or hot air balloon over Cappadocia's fairy chimneys, Turkey surely won't disappoint. In my opinion, this destination perfectly balances tourism and culture. The average hotel in Turkey costs around $50 per night, with hostels as low as $10 per night, and an inexpensive meal costs around $6. 5. Mexico. Mexico really has it all. Pristine beaches, profound culture, great food, ancient ruins, clear cenotes for swimming, and bustling cities. The most popular places to visit in Mexico are Tulum, Cancun, and Cabo, for good reason. If you decide to go to Tulum, don't leave without visiting the legendary Chichen Itza, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Hotels in Mexico can cost as low as $30 per night, depending on the location, and for food, you can expect to pay less than $10 per meal. 6. Costa Rica. Costa Rica literally translates from Spanish to rich coast. And as the name suggests, this Central American country is rich in culture, tropical beaches, and natural landmarks like volcanoes, jungles, and waterfalls. However, even though Costa Rica means a rich coast, I can assure you that you won't have to spend a fortune to stay here. Hotels in Costa Rica on average cost around $95 per night, whereas a meal out on average costs around $9. 7. And one of my favorites from this list, Peru. Peru is near and dear to my heart for several reasons. First, the Peruvian people are the most kind, joyful, and welcoming people I have ever met while traveling. Their people-first culture is truly prevalent in their hospitality. Second, Peru is home to another one one of the 7 wonders of the world, Machu Picchu. While Machu Picchu should definitely be at the top of your list of places to visit while in Peru, don't skip out on the Rainbow Mountain of Vinicunca, the culture of Cusco, or sandboarding down the Andes if you get the chance. You can find budget hotels for as low as $50 per night in Peru and a decent meal for $5. And don't forget to try Inca Kola while you're there. It's my favorite. 8. Cuba. Although there's some stigma around traveling to Cuba, don't let negative buzz keep you from visiting this Caribbean masterpiece. Here you'll find fantastic beaches, but what makes this cheap travel destination unique from the rest of the world is its capital, Havana. The bright-colored colonial architecture in combination with the equally bright antique convertibles will have you thinking you're walking around in the 1950s. The average week-long trip to Cuba for one person is $289. So if that doesn't give you an idea of how cheap it is to travel to Cuba, I don't know what does. 9. Portugal. Digital nomads from all over the world flock to Portugal for good reason. This country is fairly small, yet wildly diverse, with activities ranging from hiking in the Azores, laying out in Lagos, or experiencing Portuguese European lifestyle in Porto, Lisbon, or Sintra. A luxury hotel stay in Portugal can cost as little as $80 per night, with budget-friendly hostel stays as low as $12 per night. For meals out, anticipate spending around $15 per person. Last but not least, 10. South Africa. In South Africa, you can safari through Kruger National Park for a chance to witness the Big Five in action. You can spend the day with sandy penguins on Boulders Beach or take your shot at world-renowned surfing at Jeffreys Bay. The average hotel in South Africa costs around $60 per night, while the average restaurant meal there costs around $8. So which of these budget-friendly places do you want to visit? Have you been to any of them? Even though I couldn't fit every country into this one video, there are so many places where your home currency can get you farther than in your home country. Which is why I have a free downloadable budget travel bucket list that includes 20 more cheap places to travel that you can download in the description below. If you found this video helpful, I would love if you gave it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because I would love to be a part of your journey as a traveler to make your trips, your dream trips, a reality. But for now, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao!